Yeah. Get that set real quick. Put this up and we good to go. All right, people. Welcome back to another episode of Crypto in the Caribbean, the show where we cover all things crypto and Caribbean related. I'm your host, L, and for today's episode, we're going to be changing gears a little bit. So, by now, y'all already know the drill. Every Saturday, y'all meet me here and we sit down and go over the previous week's events, any news that popped up, any updates that came from the crypto and blockchain space throughout the entire Caribbean region. That's the routine by now. But I got to thinking, knowing what's going on in the crypto space is super important. It's invaluable and it's necessary for you to keep up with the market, keep up with the industry. But you know what else is equally as important? Knowing who's in the space and who's making the moves, who's making the changes, and who's actually in the mix, who actually has boots on the ground actively working in the space, right? So, since this was a relatively slow news week,
and by slow I mean absolutely no news stories came out, so I have nothing to report,
we're gonna pivot from the what to the who. So in this news segment, I'm going to be highlighting the movers, the shakers, the developers, educators, policymakers, artists, musicians, creators, supporters, developers, all of the people in the space. And the new segment that I'm going to be calling Caribbean Excellence in Crypto, or something like that. It's a working title. Let's go with this for now, and then let me know what you think. Let me know if you like the title. If you got a better one, let me know down in the comments. But for now, that's the name. So it's going to be a relatively shorter segment than usual, but I do want to briefly touch on these people because it's very important to know or be familiar with the people who are actively engaged in the space throughout the Caribbean, because you'd be surprised just how many Caribbean people are actively involved in the crypto and blockchain space. And not just actively involved, but kind of running the road. Anyway, I spent enough time running on. Let's just run into the list. Alright, so first up, we're going to start with the Godfather himself. Now, if you're even remotely familiar with the crypto space in the Caribbean, or you have some past experience with the Caribbean fintech scene, you already know who this is. In fact, chances are you already had an idea that you would hear this name, if not first, relatively soon. But we get into it anyway. It's the Godfather himself, His Excellency, Gabriel Bed, the current ambassador of Barbados to the United Arab Emirates, Dubai. Now, Gabby, as some people closer to him tend to call him, I ain't get close to him yet, so I ain't get that privilege. He was educated in network security, went to school for it, and got his degree back in 2010. And let me tell you, this man has been involved in the crypto space so long. In fact, I think it's kind of safe to say he's one of the first Caribbean people fully diving into the crypto and blockchain space. Back in the days when it was just Bitcoin. The good days. Now, you might be asking exactly how early did he get in? Seeing as Bitcoin was launched in 2009, exactly how early was this? I could tell you it was early enough. I mean, he was rubbing shoulders with people like Roger Ver back in like 2012, 2013. He was sitting down in rooms with Charles Hoskinson, Vitalik Buterin, before Ethereum even launched. The real Ethereum, not the one we have now. So it's safe to say he's one of the OG early adopters. Now, he's also the founder of Bit, or Bit.com, which is the Caribbean's first blockchain fintech-based company, located, of course, in Barbados, where he's from. And with Bit, Gabriel and his team led the charge for the Caribbean straight into the crypto and blockchain space. And as it currently stands, he is easily one of the most vocal advocates for the crypto space from the region. And if you were to ask him for a recommendation from the early days or even to this very day, chances are he'd tell you the same thing. Just get involved. We're still very early in the space, and he constantly preaches that getting involved is the best way for you to personally benefit from this. Get involved, learn the space, and get active. All right, so next up, we got Adela Tulan Forrester. And for everyone on the list, please forgive me if I mispronounce your name or get some fact wrong. Just let me know in the comments. I'll make whatever correction. And just to preface this before going any further, please forgive me if I mispronounce any names, companies, words, businesses. If I mispronounce anything, that's my bad. Hailing from Dominica, not the Dominican Republic, Dominica. Trust me, they do not like you mixing them up. So, Adela is a legal professional and an entrepreneur in the crypto space. She's been involved in digital currencies since 2001. That's right, 2001, before Bitcoin. She co-founded Long Lever Consulting, which was essentially a digital gold exchange. So realistically, she was kind of in the crypto space before the crypto space was the crypto space. I mean, she said it herself. But fast forwarding past that, she got actively involved in Bitcoin around 2010. Now, she was a partner at Cogent Law Group, where she worked with their fintech law department. She was also a legal consultant at Oster and McBride. And that's not all. She was even the president and CEO of Local Bitcoins. You know, the peer-to-peer focused Bitcoin exchange. That Local Bitcoins. Yeah, she was the boss of that for almost like 3 years. Passionate about Bitcoin, passionate about crypto, and passionate about financial inclusion. In fact, I'm pretty sure she's a Bitcoin maxi. That's good, people. So for Adela, the budding legislation and regulations surrounding these technologies has been and continues to be the ongoing focus of her career. Next up, we got some homegrown flavor coming straight out of the Bahamas. The 242, we have Stefan Delavo. Now, Stefan is a Bahamian economist and he's the president of the Caribbean Blockchain Alliance. This is a non-profit that was established sometime around 2016, I want to say, focused on pushing blockchain adoption in the Caribbean through two primary means: education, public policy. He was also co-founder of Shift the Culture, a startup advocacy group, and the Arrowlink Business Ventures Incubator, both of which were based in the Bahamas. So, Stefan has his background in economics, came back to the Bahamas, started working in the finance industry. In the finance industry, he started looking at some of the technology that was coming out around that time. So this was around the budding of this fintech industry as we know it today. Now, he's an active advocate in this space. And when I say active, I mean if there's something Caribbean and crypto related, it's a 9 out of 10 chance you could find Stefan somewhere nearby. And that other 1 out of 10 is because he was at another conference for the crypto in the Caribbean. So he works closely with a bunch of different groups, a bunch of individuals, and he works with them closely on growing and innovating the crypto and blockchain space throughout the region. He even works with software developers and has hosted and facilitated multiple hackathons. So he's deep in the trenches. Fun fact you want to know about Stefan too? If you really want to get him talking, tell him you're interested in DAOs, but you don't know where to start. You're welcome. Next up, all the way from TNT, we have Miss Anya Yangchi. So let me just go down this list real quick. She's a fashion designer. She was Miss Universe for Trinidad and Tobago in 2008. She was the winner of Project Runway Season 9. She's an activist, entrepreneur. I mean, if you name it, chances are Anya's done it at least once. I'm serious. I don't know when she sleeps. So, she graduated from Parsons School of Design and Central St. Martin's School of Art and Design. And shortly after that, she started her career as a graphic designer up in New York. And just like most multi-hyphenates that you know in the world, she found a way to fuse all of the things that she loved. So she merged entrepreneurship, design, Trinidadian culture, all of this to come up with a bunch of different business ideas. For instance, she started Carnival, which is basically an e-commerce platform for carnival fashion. What's special about it is that it features emerging and established designers, all curated by Anya herself. Her most recent two ventures, though, have forayed a little bit into the crypto space. There's Island, that you saw me cover previously in one of my last episodes, the NFT platform for curated Caribbean NFT art, which was co-founded by Anya and her husband Wyatt Gallery. And then there's Wildflower, a designer fashion brand with an emphasis on merging creativity, social impact, social consciousness, and technology. So, taking full advantage of crypto assets like the NFTs that are all the craze right now. Wildflower recently became the first Caribbean fashion brand to enter the metaverse for Metaverse Fashion Week. And last but most certainly not least, coming from TNT once again, we have Mr. Al Wright. But you might not know him by that name. You might know him better by his alias, Illuminati. Now, this is the media man himself. And low-key, he's kind of a big inspiration for me starting this show and how I wanted to structure it and what I wanted to do with it. He's one of the Caribbean crypto creators that I actually drew a lot of my personal inspiration from. He's a crypto professional and a well-known regional advocate for crypto adoption and education. He's the founder and CEO of Crypto Caribbean Education and Consultancy Limited, which is a leading regional blockchain and crypto advocacy organization focused on building awareness and driving adoption through the ICE rule: information sharing, regulatory and retail conversations, and broader availability of education. ICE. And on top of that, he's the host of the Crypto and Cognac podcast. That's right, you did hear me right. Crypto and Cognac is exactly what it sounds like. They sit down, talking crypto, and sipping on some cognac. And as a Caribbean man, you already know what that cognac would happen to be in most cases. Old Faithful. So to me, Illuminati is like the Caribbean Joe Rogan for crypto, if you get what I mean. So he sits down and he has these really in-depth conversations with people from far-reaching areas in the industry. You have regulators one day, you have musicians another day, you have NFT artists another day, you have educators another day, developers another day, business owners and entrepreneurs another day. So you get this wide range of perspectives and these varying conversations that really not just expand your awareness of everything that's possible in this space, but also highlights other Caribbean people that are making moves and progressing in crypto and blockchain, shedding a lot of light on projects, programs, initiatives, and whatever else may be going on that just happens to fly under the radar. So a big shout to Illuminati, one of the main reasons you're watching this show today. So we're gonna wrap up the segment right there. I told you it's gonna be a pretty short one. And low-key, I need to stretch this out in case I have other slow news weeks. But nonetheless, thank you for coming through, kicking it with me for this special segment in Crypto in the Caribbean, highlighting Caribbean excellence in the crypto space. If you haven't already, make sure hit that like, hit the subscribe for the Gentleman of Crypto channel. Aside from my show, any topic that you need to find out, anything that you would like to learn more on, any information you feel you might need, I guarantee you there is a show on this network for you to find all the answers. So hit that notification bell so you don't miss whenever we go live and you don't miss any crucial, critical, super important information that one of these shows may be sharing for you. And let me know down in the comments how you feel about the 5 picks that I had for Caribbean Excellence this week. Most people who are already in the field are familiar with all 5 of the people that I already listed. So this one wasn't really for y'all. This was for the newer people. But nonetheless, these are all influential, highly influential people. I had to correct myself. Highly influential people currently in the Caribbean crypto space. So if you haven't, or if you're not already, make sure you're following them. You want to keep tabs on these people. And let me know down in the comments anyone else you would suggest for the next segment. I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but when I do, I'm open to suggestions. If you know someone, or you want someone highlighted, you want me to do a bit of digging, give me some information, or you just want to give someone their flowers, let me know down in the comments and we can chat about it. Now, I normally do tend to lurk in the comments, so I try to catch as many of them as I can. But if I'm lacking, if I miss you, or if I just haven't responded in enough time, you already know where to reach me. The link tree has the link to all of my socials, all of my resources, all of my previous work. Basically anything you need to find out about me, you can find it in that link tree. So once again, thank you for coming through. Hopefully I put you on to at least one person you weren't aware of, or one person that you didn't know and you might be interested in learning more about. If not, I could catch you next time. I know I could get someone. I could get someone for you. Don't worry. I could get someone for you. Don't worry about it. I could get you next time though. Till then, we can link.